Hi everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Here on Show Style and Spirit, I am Ebony, and I want to talk about my shock and my sadness over hearing the news that Kandi Burruss-Tucker from the R&B group Escape and former cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta has filed for divorce from her husband of 11 years, Mr. Todd Tucker. We're going to get into the exclusive statement that she gave to People magazine. But before we do, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. Okay, so you see I'm in my gym uniform. I was at the gym closing out on the bike like I always do. And I pull up Instagram and I'm like, oh my gosh, did I just enter an alternate universe? It felt like my Instagram was like from another universe, another planet. I'm like, Kandi and Todd are divorcing. She has filed for divorce from Todd. What in the world is going on? See, we are in a Mercury retrograde until the 29th, and it has been insanity, okay? You almost want to just stay indoors. Oh my gosh, what is happening? So let's get into the article. The journalist in me, I want to acknowledge the writers, the byline. This article is by Stephanie Wanger and Jillian Telling. Okay, so what I love about People magazine, there is a lovely picture of them. And she's wearing like an ivory colored Fendi dress, super cute. When I think of Fendi, I think about this scene on Love and Hip Hop with Carly Red. She was wearing like a Fendi sweater dress when she was arguing with her then husband, Arkansas Mo. So cute. I love how People magazine, they always do like a box with some highlights. So the Real Housewives of Atlanta star announced that she was splitting from her husband, Todd Tucker, just today, November 21st. And she asked for privacy, grace, and understanding as they navigate this transition as a family. And the couple got married in April 2014 and welcomed two children, Ace, who's 9, and Blaze, who's 5. All right, so let's go ahead, take our time, and read through this. So, Kandi and Todd are going their separate ways after 11 years of marriage. After deep thought and a lot of prayer, I've made the decision to move forward with a divorce. This is a difficult and emotional time, but my focus remains on protecting my peace, being the best mother I can be, and co-parenting with love and respect. Burruss tells People in an exclusive statement. I'm stepping into a new chapter, pouring into my work, my family, and my own growth. I'm grateful to everyone who supported us throughout the years, and I ask for privacy, grace, and understanding as we navigate this transition with our family. Kandi is 49 and Todd is 52, and they met filming the 4th season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2011. And they became engaged in January 2013, and they got married in April 2014. So you all may remember season 4 is when the ladies went to South Africa. Todd was on that trip as well. And they went to like a witch doctor. It was a man. And he like threw out the bones, and he's looking, and he says to Kandi, your husband is here. And, she didn't get it, like, what? Is my husband in Africa? Like, her mind didn't think that one of the crew members, like, they're on the trip helping to film and edit, and your husband is there. That season, while they were filming, Phaedra, she would make small talk with Todd. And Phaedra said at that season 4 reunion that she told Kandi, you should talk to that guy, Todd. He's nice and he's cute, and I think he's a really nice guy. And they dated and fell in love. And you all may remember Candy's spinoff when she was getting married. Remember, Mama Joyce was losing her mind. On this show, she actually said, "What if you choke on a chicken bone?" And, he decides not to give her any money. That was always her fear. If God forbid something happened to Candy because she had a spouse, because I always felt like it wasn't just Todd specific. It was the fact that she would have a spouse, period. And if they had control over the money, she may not get anything. And just briefly, because lots of people have been saying they know Mama Joyce is happy, they know Mama Joyce is happy. I do kind of agree with that, which is extremely sad. But she has shown us nothing but contention, and she just despises there being someone else in Candy's life that not have authority over Candy, but have a say so, have some sort of input in the major decisions that she makes. I think that drove Mama Joyce crazy. As far as her fear about if God forbid something happened to Candy and the spouse wouldn't let her have any money, part of that fear of Mama Joyce's, it is legitimate because she has lost a child. She lost Candy's big brother, Patrick, when he was a teenager, very young. So she's already lost a child. So she probably already has that fear in the back of her mind, period. Regardless if Candy became a millionaire or not, she probably always had that trauma from losing a child. So, but she really took them through it. But for the wedding spinoff, when it was time for a family member on Candy's side to say a short speech, give them well wishes, she walked up to the mic, and the way Bravo edited it, it was just like, what is she gonna say? Like, I remember thinking, like, I know that it's TV and they want to give you the happy ending, but this is Mama Joyce. I'm like, Candy is really gonna let her go up to the mic? I would have told everyone there, the wedding director, my friends, don't let my mama go to the mic. She will ruin this day for me forever. But no, Candy let her say her speech and she wished them well. I was so proud of her, but I did have my doubts. Okay, so since they got married in April 2014, they have had two children, their son Ace, who is 9, and their daughter Blaze, who is 5 years old. And both Candy and Todd, as we know, they each have a daughter from previous relationships. Riley is Candy's daughter, she's 23 years old, and Kayla is Todd's daughter, who's 29 years old. We learned on the show in the earlier seasons of Roa that Todd actually met Kayla when she was 5 years old. So for those first 5 years of her life, he was not involved, unfortunately. What we also saw on the show was that Kayla and Todd, they do not have the most close and healthy relationships. Candy she would try to mend that, but Todd is like very harsh with Kayla. If you are someone who's been watching my videos for a long time, you know how I talk about how Black men interact with Black women. And I do feel like in general, they're really harsh with us. And, they fuss and they're very critical. And I feel like he applies that same energy to his kid, the kid whose life he was not in the first 5 years. And, Candy has said how she's wanted to give Kayla things and luxurious things. And Todd would stop her because he felt like she didn't, she shouldn't have had them. And I think that Candy would try to bring a softness to combat his harshness. That is in my opinion. So maybe he's learned to be a little softer with the kids from being married to Candy. That has always been my hope because I think that that's like jacked up. And then it's also, you don't know if he's taking things out on Kayla because of how things went between him and her mom. I have no idea. Now, in October 2022, Todd and Candy apparently were still very happy just 3 years ago, because back then Candy told People magazine that the secret to their happy marriage was just great communication and having fun together. We have a real understanding of each other. So I'm going to take a brief pause. I did have some shady thoughts when I read this article and I got to that part, a real understanding. I remember when Tanya was on Roa, they were on a cast trip and they were getting like on the Sprinter van. And Tanya just casually asked Kandi, so Kandi, do you have like the women who join you all, do you have them sign an NDA? And Kandi casually, she's like, oh yeah, do you? And she's like, yeah. So, I think for some couples, in Atlanta, I think I'm from the north, but I feel like Atlanta is just so swift, way more swift than Detroit. But I think for some couples in Atlanta, some of them may invite additional people into the bedroom and they just, they have them sign the NDA and they have their fun. I had that thought when I read that we have a real understanding of each other. And I think that Kandi and Todd, I do think that they were very compatible, actually speaking. You know what I'm saying when I say actually, just put a S in the beginning. YouTube doesn't like certain words. I think that they both have the same sex drive, and I think that they did not judge each other. And I think that they were both open to a lot of the same things. So, I mean, to each his own. That ain't my bedroom. I can't judge anyone. I'm not perfect. If I ever get married, I won't be a virgin on my wedding night. So I'm in no position to judge. I'm just saying, like, I do feel like that is a very high level of compatibility that those two shared when it came to the bedroom and their sex drives. I think they were right there at the same level. The pair has also teamed up professionally on a variety of projects. A soul food restaurant chain, OLG, the Old Lady Gang in Georgia, Todd's trucking company. Now, when Kandi was still on the show, we just kind of heard on the show on camera him mentioning about him developing a trucking company. I don't remember seeing any semi trucks or a facility or anything like that, and no additional conversation like what it was like to develop it. Because remember, when they developed their very first OLG location, we saw the renovations. We saw them taking Peter through a walkthrough and getting his feedback because of his business, his experience in the restaurant business. We saw all of that. And then at the season 9 reunion, remember, Kandi was so pissed and she was saying to Phaedra, I know like you try to sabotage me. I know you got friends down at the city. You always bragging about you got friends at the city, probably trying to like harm me. I think Kandi was so concerned that Phaedra would try to do bad things on purpose to try to harm her. But, none of that happened because their restaurants they have a chain of them and they're popular. And also, we know that they collaborate. Their very first collaboration was season 6. That might have been season 4. No, because Portia and Kenya weren't on the show season 4. They joined season 5. So Kandi and Todd's very first collaboration was A Mother's Love, and that play aired season 6. It featured Q from 112 and Mr. Eddie Levert and Miss Shirley Murdoch. I remember the details of A Mother's Love as if I saw the play in Atlanta or as if I was a part of the production. Okay. I love Kandi. I love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that love causes me to have a memory like I was there. Like when you watch those episodes where she's like auditioning and Kandi is just so overwhelmed with all the people that came out to the audition. If you look, you can see Funky Dineva. He was there. And remember, Portia sang His Eye is on the Sparrow. And she had to rehearse. She didn't remember all her lines. She was missing rehearsals. She wanted like an up pay. And, Kandi had to counter her. She was like, you're asking for money like you're Eddie Levert. I can't give you what I'm giving him. And, I remember all those scenes. And that was season 6. And that was their very first collaboration. And they were going to take A Mother's Love on the road. I wanted to see it here in Detroit, but they hired a promoter and it sounded like he really could not handle promoting a nationwide play and they weren't selling enough tickets. So it was a loss. Kandi backed out. And that was the start of the end of her and Phaedra's friendship, because Phaedra was dealing with a husband that was being federally indicted for fraud. And, she was embarrassed, and she was just like, Kandi is wealthy, and she's like crying and stressing out over having to end a play. But, and she was just basically thinking, well, like, look at me. I remember all of that, honey. That was the beginning of season 7. So anyway, on November 14th, last weekend, BravoCon in Vegas, it was lit, okay? Kandi was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the BravoCon 2025 in Las Vegas, during which she thanked her husband Todd in her acceptance speech. To Todd, thank you for surviving the blogs, the shade, the rumors, the lies, the truth, the almost fights, the actual fights, the reunions. You earned this award too, Kandi said. All right, and those are some previous stories of her. And the singer-songwriter, she made her Broadway debut in Chicago, the play Chicago, in 2018, and now she is returning to Broadway on December the 11th, starring in & Juliet, which will run through March the 8th, has since built an impressive resume as a theater producer. So we all know that Kandi's goal is to become an EGOT, like Whoopi Goldberg and others. The EGOT includes the Emmy Award, the Grammy Award, the Oscar, and the Tony. Now, Kandi already has she already has Grammy Awards for writing songs like No Scrubs for TLC. And I believe that's why she has entered the theater industry as a producer and actress, because she wants to win the Tony. And I think you could also win an Emmy through theater. If not, she would do like television to get the Emmy. And then out of those 4, I always felt like the hardest one will be the Oscar. But she can do it, absolutely. So this is the picture of her promoting & Juliet. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted this on my IG stories either earlier today or yesterday. Kandi looks great. I follow her on IG, obviously. She works out every morning. She works out early morning. And she works out with a young lady named Kristen Scott. She used to be on Basketball Wives LA. She did a couple seasons back when OG was on there. Kristen wasn't the most likable on Basketball Wives. She came off like a mean girl, but I'm like liking her more because Kandi always shows that they work out together, and now they hang out together, they travel together. I'm literally like watching their friendship grow on Kandi's IG stories. But Kandi looks amazing. She works out really hard. She earned a Tony Award nomination for the piano lesson, and you all know that she has produced other Broadway revivals, including The Wiz, Thoughts of a Colored Man. That was like her first play as a Broadway play producer. And Thoughts of a Colored Man, that was out like during Carnival 19. And she also produced last season's Othello with Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. And Othello broke records as like being like the top grossing Broadway play ever. It was amazing. It did amazingly well. And Kandi and Todd produced it. So I believe her Tony Award is coming, absolutely. And Kandi previously shared with people that the former couple's career ambitions were quite aligned. We have intertwined our wants and desires. We have all these dreams, and sometimes I'll be all out of the box, but he'll still be like, okay, babe, let's do it. So I feel really sad that they are divorcing, because for me, Kandi and Todd were supposed to make it. They have 2 beautiful children. Kandi carried Ace. They went through a surrogate, Shadina, for Blaze, and it worked out fine. And I just thought they were going to make it. I loved how they've started businesses together, made money together. And I just thought they were a great match. And I remember, Kandi joined Roa season 2, and she was looking for love, she wanted marriage, and then she got it. So I feel like I've been along this journey with them. So I was quite shocked when I saw the headline when I was at the gym. I thought like I was misreading something. And I'm just really going to miss them as a couple. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts hearing that Kandi is filing for divorce. But let's get back to the article. In honor of their 8th wedding anniversary in March 2022, Kandi shared a video montage featuring photos of her and Todd together, set to her song Forever Love, featuring Q Parker from 112. The images were captured throughout the years and included the couple smiling with their marriage license as well as together at a NASDAQ event and on the red carpet. We've got that forever kind of love. Happy anniversary, my love. And she tagged Todd. She captioned the clip, "You were the perfect man for me. I'm a better me with you. 8 years down and a lifetime to go." And that is the video montage that people captured. And then Tucker or Todd posted a photo slideshow of the couple and echoed his wife's sentiments about their everlasting romance. 8 years of blessings. God is so amazing. He makes no mistakes. We have a forever kind of love, he wrote in the caption. I look forward to our future and a lifetime of love. Happy anniversary to my amazing wife. Kandi, I love you. And that is the People magazine article. Again, I am quite shocked by the end of their marriage. But you have to trust that everything happens for a reason, and in the end, you'll always be okay. I know some situations can be so stressful, so difficult, and so sad, but eventually you will find yourself looking back on them, and that is an amazing feeling. In the end, everything will be okay. And if you are religious, if you are Christian, you may say, yep, everything will work out fine. Romans 8:28, all things work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. So everything works out for your good. Doesn't always feel good while you're going through it, but it will work out for your good. I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. The weekend is here. I am also thankful. Right after work, I changed into my sweats, got my workout done. I've eaten dinner. I've made some content. I am going to make some more. I think I'm going to film a short about Mia's eviction before the arrest. And there's another video that I want to make. So I want to look through my notes that I made on my phone during the day. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.